Confucius, life-changing quotes, Stoicism. The man who says he can and the man who says he cannot are both correct. Your life is what your thoughts make it. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute. The man who does not ask is a fool for life. The journey with 1,000 miles begins with one step. Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. You are what you think. Looking at small advantages prevents great affairs from being accomplished. All people are the same, only their habits differ. Learn avidly, question it repeatedly, analyze it carefully, then put what you have learned into practice intelligently. We have 2 lives, and the second begins when we realize we only have one. If you are the smartest person in the room, then you are in the wrong room. Act with kindness, but do not expect gratitude. Worry not that no one knows you. Seek to be worth knowing. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. When it is obvious that the goals cannot be reached, don't adjust the goals, adjust the action steps. The essence of knowledge is having it to use it. One joy dispels 100 cares. Anyone can find the switch after the lights are on. When you see a good person, think of becoming like him or her. When you see someone not so good, reflect on your own weak points. I slept and dreamt life is beauty. I woke and found life is duty. They must often change who would remain constant in happiness and wisdom. Don't complain about the snow on your neighbour's roof when your own doorstep is unclean. A lion chased me up a tree, and I greatly enjoyed the view from the top. Be not ashamed of mistakes, and thus make them crimes. The superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. Be strict with yourself, but least reproachful of others, and complaint is kept afar. Roads were made for journeys, not destinations. No matter how busy you may think you are, you must find some time for reading, or surrender yourself to self-chosen ignorance. Think of tomorrow. The past cannot be mended. Respect yourself, and others will respect you. To be wronged is nothing unless you continue to remember it. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. By nature, men are nearly alike. By practice, they get to be wide apart. Learn as if you were not reaching your goal, and as though you were scared of missing it. Never contract friendship with a man that is not better than thyself. He who knows all the answers has not been asked all the questions. Those who cannot forgive others break the bridge over which they themselves must pass. Those who know the truth are not equal to those who love it. The superior man thinks always of virtue, the common man thinks of comfort. The superior man thinks before he speaks, and afterwards speaks according to his action. Success depends upon previous preparation, and without such preparation there is sure to be failure. Only the wisest and stupidest of men never change. Study the past if you would define the future. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Learning without thought is labor lost. Thought without learning is perilous. Do not impose on others what you yourself do not desire. The superior man makes the difficulty to be overcome his first interest. Success only comes later. If you make a mistake and do not correct it, this is called a mistake. Education breeds confidence. Confidence breeds hope. Hope breeds peace. A superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. To see the right and not to do it is cowardice. Virtuous people often revenge themselves for the constraints to which they submit by the boredom which they inspire. He who acts with a constant view of his own advantage will be much murmured against. The superior man is distressed by the limitations of his ability. He is not distressed by the fact that men do not recognize the ability that he has. To see what is right and not to do it is want of courage or of principle. When anger rises, think of the consequences. To know what you know and what you do not know, that is true knowledge. I want you to be everything that's you, deep at the center of your being. The object of the superior man is truth. When you have faults, do not fear to abandon them. To go beyond is as wrong as to fall short. If you think in terms of a year, plant a seed. If in terms of 10 years, plant trees. If in terms of 100 years, teach the people. If you look into your own heart and you find nothing wrong there, what is there to worry about? What is there to fear? It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Virtue is not left to stand alone. He who practices it will have neighbors. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without. The superior man does not, even for the space of a single meal, act contrary to virtue. In moments of haste, he cleaves to it. In seasons of danger, he cleaves to it. The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential. These are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. Go before the people with your example, and be laborious in their affairs.